All right, so the question at hand is the symmetry in the market, not necessarily the structure, but being able to notice that what buyers and sellers were doing between a particular set of prices is what they tend to do when they come back to that particular set of prices. Okay. Um, and it ain't no joke. That's what they do. Let's start looking at some quote unquote brother sister candles. Like to me, this check in this check match, this heart matches with this candle, and then you have like a longer one. Let's call it the star candle, and it matches this kind of star where you get like on the way up you get short short long, and on the way down you get long short short. This symmetry, this idea of the market being symmetrical. Let me tell you what's going on. The market has participants. Everybody agrees? Say yes or no.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so people only have two things that they can do. They can either buy or sell the market. Okay, so let's just say they're buying from this price. And when they buy, there are people who have the opposite belief. So they'll sell there. And we'll call that what they did in the 5 minutes. So in 5 minutes, they've effectively kind of gone like this. Okay, that next 5 minutes, you might have a new set of market participants with the new set of beliefs about the value of the asset. So maybe you'll have them buying here and maybe they'll sell right there. So your next candle will kind of look like this, a little down to here and a little up to there. Okay, on the way down, say the market does whatever it wants to do above. Let's just say it goes wherever it wants to go, and let's get another color going. So it'll go up and it'll keep going up, and now it's flatten out and consolidate or gather or whatever you want to call it. Then it'll quote unquote redistribute or sell off or trend or whatever people in the market want to call it these days. And then you'll get back to this same kind of orange area you've seen before. Right? And you've seen it. And it has a tendency to behave in the same way when you see it again on the way down. It will kind of have a candle that'll sell down into here, pop up a bit, and then you'll kind of get this sort of red candle thing where you'll have sellers undo that. Let me just get a flat line for this one, Jay. You'll have some sellers kind of here and then people willing to buy here. And you'll see the market behave in a way where it'll kind of visit, and then sell down. And you'll say, wow, isn't it amazing that these candles have symmetry in the same area? Okay. All right. Let me break down why this happens. This is all because of inventory and inventory as a voting system. We know as inventory traders, and y'all on here, everybody know inventory. Y'all know inventory. Say yes.
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 Okay. There are people who will be watching this video and they do not. Okay. So I have to give it to them without kind of giving them everything because I do want to honor the fact that you all are here, but I do want to share with them. Is it cool if I share some stuff with them? Say yes or no.
Yeah,
Yes.
go
Yes.
ahead and share it with them.
Okay, cool. So the vibe is the votes are cast every time frame, and we watch the votes play out. And how they cast the votes on the way up typically is how they'll cast them when they come down. So you'll see things in the market that seem very symmetrical on the way down as they were on the way up. I'm going to draw a horizontal line. Check out this horizontal line. Horizontal line right here. Right? Let's copy and paste that line, and we'll just use it for the sake of this first candle. Let's use it for the sake of this first candle. When you look at the way that the candles read, they read kind of this way. Isn't it crazy that two candles gave us the way down and also two candles gave us the way up? So this was on the way up. They gave you those two candles. The seller sold it down to the buyers of the next candle, and the buyers bought it up to the line. Isn't it funny that we got those same sort of things on the way down? When the sellers broke in, the sellers were able to sell down to where this buyer is here. See, so it kind of got trapped. Two candles pushed it out of that, area, and it was two candles that it spent within the area. You'll see that sort of symmetry. And you'll see that playing out all over the place. If we are to look at the market and say, look at this kind of candle. Here's a candle right here. Let me thin it out so it's not as wide. But let's consider this big green candle here. If we were to bracket off its top and bottom with a horizontal line, and just notice how it looks when we look to the right. Isn't that remarkable? You're kind of seeing the same behavior out of the 1801 candle. Quite literally, the same behavior right in here. So the
Right.
market, when they say things like the market has memory, I'm talking about it's down to the tick. It's not just a joke. It's literally down to the tick. And the buyers and the sellers, how they behaved before is how they tend to behave again. That's how they tend to do it again. And what we have to do as market participants is just stay inside of the rhythm that they're offering us. So if it's a 5-minute rhythm or a 1-minute rhythm, then we stay inside of that. We don't try and break the rules on it. Hey, same thing, you see? And you're going to see this everywhere, whether it's this candle seeming to be kind of like a brother to this one, or whether it's, say, this big candle right here seeming to be almost like a brother to that one. You're always seeing this constant validation of volume and or inventory, creating a profile that's very, very predictable for the market participant. And we can compare it almost on a candle to candle basis. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Anything about that doesn't make sense? Tell me.
Hey, I got a question about this.
Talk to me.
So, with that being said, how would you implement this in real-time trading?
Okay. Okay. If I'm a rookie, listen to me. If I'm a rookie, I wouldn't implement this in real-time trading.
Ah,
Listen to me. It is after a lot of time that you see this level of nuance. It's a difference between somebody who knows how a house is built and someone who builds houses.
yeah.
It's a difference between someone who knows how a hammer works and someone whose livelihood is built on how to swing a hammer. So in the beginning, I wouldn't use this.
Yeah.
I want you to recognize and observe it at first when you're live. Then in your practice time, I want you to start trying it out. So say if you are practicing right now, let's go to a demo account. Can you see my chart?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Okay, let's say, man, the candles have stopped moving. But let's just say this is what we got, and we'll play a click game. So, hey, we just got to click the next line, and we have to guess. Okay, so this game is a game that I teach a whole lot of people. And what you do is just back up a chart, you back it up to any place and stop. Okay, and then what you want to do is guess what'll happen with the next candle. Okay, so I can see. Okay, listen to me, bro. Dudley, this is to answer your question. I can see that we are basically trading back up to the sellers who started this down move at 1445. Can you see this?
Yeah.
Okay. For those people watching the video, it'll look something like this. Look at this guy, this candle. Look at what it was able to accomplish. Okay. Now, if we're trading and our goal as buyers maybe is to get up there, we can imagine that maybe we'll be buying here. This will be my goal, maybe buying in here or buying in here. Okay, I want to buy there and then I want to get all the way back here. So the next candle I'll say is going to be quote unquote a green one. If I can muster that, I would love to see a green candle. I'm a little bit wary about the 29,900s. I'm a little bit wary because there are some sellers prevalent there. But I like to see a candle at least try and wick me up to quote unquote match the volume of this candle that's got the check on it. You see it? I like to see it do that same sort of thing that it did before. Because if we're going to measure, we see that we have the energy of buying power coming from this origin. Those buyers after 3 candles stopped about here. So if we look and see what these buyers could do and how they were mirrored on the way down, let's see if they can perform that way. And I'm trying to get into the volume of this candle. Let's kind of see if we can get this line or this line kind of involved in the next candle. Click. There we are.
Ah,
Okay. So here we are. Now, we saw where the entry could be, the 298.88. It was just above it for this candle. And then we got into that volume. So now we know what this volume has done before. Previously, this volume sells us down. Does that make sense?
Yep.
And you can
yeah.
keep playing that game every candle. And I want you to play it in practice. And then when you're out live and you're really playing the game, maybe, you pick up a little speed with it. Okay, next candle, I want to see it sell back down and we'll go 29.900. And then that's where we'll stop. Okay, cool. We saw it sell back down. We got through the 29.900. I like to see a commitment now from the 899s, and let's see if we can re-challenge the lows at 835. Maybe not on this candle, but at least I want to see a low of 861 come out next candle. Okay, cool. We got at least the 861s and we got it low down to the 846s. We're challenging the buyers at 298.33. Now I'm looking at symmetry now. Hey, I see that we got 1351. That guy, if we could get underneath there, hey, maybe if we can get into the 1350 candle over here, maybe we can start making some headway. So what I want to see is a little bit of buyer reaction here, but maybe the sellers can commit to a closure underneath. Okay, so you see the buyer reaction here. Very good buyer reaction. I'm not mad. Hey, we're expecting these guys to do this. I'll stay in a bearish position probably as long as they stay underneath 865. I want to see some sells down. Let's see if we can challenge the buyers at 298.34 and maybe beat them. Okay, good. We took them out. We did so in a way that was, a symmetry to kind of what we're seeing back here. See this volume down here? Okay, cool. So let's see if maybe we can commit to the things that we have attempted. Sellers are attempting to get below. Maybe this candle they can commit. Let's see. Oh man, look at that. It was a wick. It's like a what you call this thing? Like a doji. It goes up, fails, and closes right there. Oh, come on. Will you give me a commitment to the downside this candle? Oh, they're still fighting. Still fighting. So right now, obviously, we're kind of looking at, hey, what will volume do and how will it play out? The buyers are unwilling to commit to higher prices and the sellers are seeming like they're getting stuck here, man. They just getting stuck. So maybe I might reevaluate. I'll say, hey, I believe in the buyers if we can kind of get above 885. If I'm really, really aggressive about being a seller, I'm asking myself, hey, do I really want to sell some 885s, 882s? Let's sell some of those and let's really pull back. Let the sellers get some real space to pull back and try and break through that buying line. Let's see. Will they do it? I want them to just take one away, and I'll keep playing this game. Just noticing the fight. Okay, we noticed the fight early after a couple candles. They're fighting. Let's just say we decided we were going to take that 81 short. If we took it, we're already in profit. We're already in profit if we took it. And we mentioned it 3 or 4 candles ago. Let's see. Hey, maybe what we're going to do is put a little faith in these 298.81s that maybe if the sellers get a good rearing back, they can break through and they can go through the bottom. But I won't trust them fully until they start kind of getting some 832s out of the way. I'm talking about breaking down below some 818s. So maybe I'm in this sell and I'm covering it and I'm going to let it run to see how it plays. Oh, it's playing a little bit better. Oh, it's playing a little bit better. Oh, it's waiting on me. Oh, there we go. Now we can see the dam break. The levee finally breaks. We saw what the buyers and sellers were doing, of course, according to like looking at the symmetry in the market. We chose a good place from which to sell. We took very little heat on the 881 entry because according to inventory as a voting system, that's a great place to enter. And then we were able to stop, cover pretty quickly and just let it proceed as it would. And that's how you do it. And you want to start practicing and noticing that volume. I would not be surprised, Dudley, to answer your question. I would not be surprised if the next one ends up running long. Wouldn't be surprised. Short. I need that long, boy. Where are you going to be? Where are you going to be? Show up for me. Okay, it didn't. I think we kind of ran its course. All right. Does that make sense? That's how I would use it. Does that make sense to you, everybody?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, cool. And that's how you're gonna do it. You're gonna stay precise, look at the environment, judge the candles. You can use the symmetry in them in order to understand what you can predict out of them because the inventory that's inside of the candle on the way up will be the same inventory typically on the way down. And then you put yourself in a safe position to make some good choices. You always want to make some good choices. Hey, you could sell it, but don't sell it from the bottom. Find you a good price above and then sell it from there. Cover it and watch it unfold. That same sort of thing. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Make
Yes,
a
sir.
lot of sense.
All right.
Yes.
All right, man. Any other questions before we go?
Wow.
All right, love, love.
Wait, can I say one more thing? It's not a question. I got a challenge.
Okay, what's
I
that?
got a challenge. So get some commentary. I feel like well today I lost my daily loss limit in one trade, and I explained why I did
Yes.
earlier today, right?
Uh-huh.
So I was just messing up or whatever. But had I opened up my mouth and said, "Hey, I'm thinking about taking this trade," then I probably would have been in a better situation,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
I think I've said this before,
Um,
but I'm gonna say it again. I'm challenging everyone. We're in the mentorship group. I'm challenging everybody to open up your mouth and say, "Hey, I'm about to take this trade," or something of that capacity. Because it seems like too often in the trade room, nobody's talking. You talk about suffering in silence, you talk about winning in silence, whatever.
Yes.
But the whole purpose of the trade room is for the open dialogue, and it's also
Yes.
how we learn. And even earlier, when you were saying just talking and narrating while you are trading, that's
Yes.
going to help also, right? So I'm
Yes.
challenging everyone, including myself, to be a lot more vocal in the trade room.
I agree.
Love
100%.
that. I've
okay,
wanted that for a long
verbalize.
time.
Verbalize.
I agree. 100%. I think
That's it.
our mentorship group is about execution. It's about getting good. It's about not holding back. It's about the secrets. It's about the little things.
Yep.
And while this is a public video, while we're recording or whatever, it's the truth. When we're in that trade room, um, we're all looking at the same problem. Many hands make light work, and amongst many witnesses is the truth established. So adding commentary is not something that you should run from. You should be very vocal. Hey Jay, I'm seeing this. Hey Jay, I'm thinking about this. Hey Jay, would you sell from here? Hey Jay, I want to buy from here. Hey, anybody looking to take those this? Hey, anybody gonna sell the Nasdaq from this price? And then what you do is you put your idea out there and you get a lot of people immediately interested in your success. I think it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. And by nature, people will comment. People will comment because everybody want to give they what? Two
Yeah.
cents.
That's right.
Everybody want to give it.
Mm.
So you're going to have everybody's opinion on your position. And then from there, you'll see, hey man, should I do this or should I not? Somebody might say, well, yeah, that's a good position, but you have to watch how you defend on that one. And truthfully is, even if it works, it's cool, but maybe you want to let it work out and catch it underneath. Instead of selling it at 90, let it sell from the 90s, catch it underneath 50 where it's super easy. It's so many ways to utilize a room, Trill. I'm so glad you said that, bro. That's great for this room.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Shout out to JD because he definitely does it.
Oh man, JD gonna talk his head off. He gonna talk my head off too. He gonna talk everybody's head off. But also he made $50,000 in a month doing that same talking.
There it is.
And I watched the payout happen. I watched the payout happen live. You know what I'm saying? So it's a good thing.
All right.
All right,
Yeah,
y'all.
that's all
Well,
I
that was
had.
cool. That was cool. I love it.
I do
Same,
have
same.
one question. I'm
Okay,
sorry. I
go
know.
for it.
Look, I was charting yesterday, and I think you spoke about this before, but I don't remember. How do we treat a candle that is both the highest and the low?
Oh man, that's a very good question. But I'm gonna cut the video off so I can answer you in person. Y'all can
Okay.
get everything on YouTube. Love to y'all say bye to the YouTube people. Bye, YouTube.
Bye,
How
YouTubers.
you
See you
too.
soon.
All right, all right. Stop that.